Hey, what's going on? Ryan here with Intersection Records. We're talking concerts from 10 years ago. So I try to do this every year where I go back to concerts, for instance, from 93, from 2003. We are at 2013, and we're going to talk about my favorite concerts. And really, these are pretty much all the concerts I saw that year. It's interesting to get a cross-section of what you were doing 10 years ago. And when I look at this list, it's interesting to see guys that are no longer with us, unfortunately, bands that are no longer together, and so forth. So on March 2nd, 2013, at the old Rock House in downtown St. Louis, which is a great venue, I saw the Honey Island Swamp Band for the first time. They're kind of that chicken fried rock, swampy rock, really cool band. Along the same lines, the next night, I went back to the venue and saw Jimmy Thackeray, great guitar player, not in rock and roll's top 250 list. By the way, check out that video. Check out my 250, my review of the Rolling Stones top 250 and my 100 guitar players that are not on that list. Subscribe to my channel, by the way. A few days later, I went down to Memphis with my daughter and my wife. Met a buddy from college, and we saw Elton John at the FedEx Forum on Beale Street. And that's the last time I think I saw Elton. It was very good. He's no longer touring, I guess, right? Chick Corea and Bela Fleck to round out a great march of concerts. March 23rd at the Two Hill Auditorium on the campus of University of Missouri, St. Louis. Chick Corea and Bela Fleck took my daughter Zoe also to that. So she saw Elton John and Chick Corea that month. That's what good parents do. In fact, my son ended up seeing Chick Corea too before he passed away. Rest in peace. Dick Dale on May 2nd at Blueberry Hill, which is in St. Louis. It's a famous place where Chuck Berry played once a month in the last years of his life. I may have gotten kicked out of that concert. My father-in-law and I like to get together and drink Jack Daniels, and we were acting up. I was acting up. May 21st, Soundgarden at the Pageant, also in St. Louis. Soundgarden, of course, again, a band that's no longer with us. Chris Cornell's passed away. It wasn't that great of a show. I remember it kind of being a low-energy show. They didn't play Black Hole Sun, which is my favorite song, so we actually left a couple songs early, drove to East St. Louis, East St. Louis, Illinois, where Miles Davis grew up, and we saw Yngwie Malmsteen and caught the last 5 songs of Yngwie. So Soundgarden raced over the bridge, the Mississippi River, into Sauget, Illinois, which is basically East St. Louis, and saw Yngwie same day. June 1st, I went by myself to this concert because I wanted to cross off just some hip-hop people. I'm not a hip-hop guy. Again, subscribe to my channel. We don't talk about hip-hop, but I saw Ice Cube, LL Cool J, Public Enemy, and De La Soul on June 1st, 2013. Later that month, I saw Huey Lewis and the News for the one and only time. They did the entire Sports album. This was on June 22nd at the River City Casino in St. Louis, and it was fantastic. July 31st. So somehow I went from a whole month in the summer of 13 and didn't see any more shows, but we went up to Los Angeles, had dinner at the Rainbow, and had some awesome mozzarella sticks, and then went to the Hollywood Bowl and saw Dr. John do a tribute for the 100th birthday of Louis Armstrong. Or maybe it wasn't the 100th birthday. It was a tribute to Louis Armstrong. And Arturo Sandoval performed with Dr. John, Dee Dee Waterbridge, Nicholas Payton, the Blind Boys of Alabama. It was fantastic. Terrence Blanchard, just great players playing with Dr. John at the Hollywood Bowl. Came back and ducked our heads into the Whiskey A Go-Go and saw a comedian. Again, taking my young daughter, who was able to cross off some things on her bucket list, too. Back in St. Louis in August 17th, Heart with Jason Bonham's Led Zeppelin Experience opening up. This was shortly on the heels of Heart playing at the President's thing where they honored Led Zeppelin, and they were doing Stairway to Heaven, and Jason Bonham played with Heart and did some Zeppelin stuff. Pretty cool. Toto, my first time seeing Toto with a really cool lineup on August 20th. So we have Simon Phillips on drums, one of the greats, Nathan East on bass, Steve Porcaro, Steve Lukather, of course, David Patch, and Joseph Williams. I remember Joe Williams saying, and they were talking about, he's the son of, oh my God, the composer, John Williams, and they were practicing when they were in high school, and their father was writing the theme song to Jaws upstairs. Dun 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 dun. Pretty cool. It was a great show. Steve Lukather, that was my first time seeing Toto. It was incredible. Anyway, Iron Maiden and Megadeth on September 18th. Just a great show. Back in St. Louis, I had seen them the previous summer in Indianapolis with Alice Cooper. This was all my buddies, all my bandmates. We had a good time. We had a good time. Then on October 24th, the Eagles. The history of the Eagles tour. The last tour that Glenn Frey would do. And Bernie Leadon was back in the band playing on some of the show. And it was cool to see Bernie back with Joe Walsh and Timothy B. Schmidt, Glenn Frey, and Don Henley, of course. The Eagles. Justin Timberlake. Somebody had tickets. We got drugged there. Oh, man. Wasn't my deal. Sold out arena in St. Louis. You know, he did Jailhouse Rock, and that was the highest energy point when he did an Elvis cover. And I remember thinking, man, you better have those good songs in a set list to get the crowd going. You know, the people that aren't just completely bought and sold on the pop music of Justin Timberlake on the 19th. And then lastly, went down to Oxford, Mississippi, where I went to college, and saw North Mississippi All-Stars, who I've seen 15 times or more, with Lightning Malcolm opening up. Anytime I get a chance to see the North Mississippi All-Stars, which I'm seeing them later this month in 2 weeks, probably for the 20th time, something crazy. Anyway, those are my shows from 2013. Check out my channel. We do shows every day. I'm going to rank a bunch of albums this week. Dirty Honey, maybe even later today. Talk to you later. See ya.